Welcome, Growth Tribe, fellow salesmen, as well as people hungry for leads via the professional networking site that LinkedIn is these days. My name is Benjamin Kepner of Global Social Media Marketing, and today I'm going to bring back a video that I started at the beginning of this year, and it's time to make sure that I share it with the rest of the world. We're going to be talking about how you can use LinkedIn ProFinder as a freelance marketplace to generate leads and actually close sales. Funny enough, for our company, Global Social Media Marketing, we've done very well with LinkedIn ProFinder. And I've got a video that I will show you that I whiteboard out our strategy, but I just want to bring a brief beginner introduction to what LinkedIn ProFinder is. So really what LinkedIn ProFinder was created for way back when in 2015 was a freelance marketplace where you could find professional people based upon the services that you need. I'm actually on the home page right here. You can see the different types of things, right? Anything from finding a career coach to resumes, professional headshots, social media marketing, which is where we've been very helpful. They actually list the best of LinkedIn ProFinder within your given region, expert advice, and obviously it's been featured. So how it works, pretty much you'll ask somebody if you go on the tool and you'll say, I need one of these services. So let's say social media marketing is one of them. I would say get started. And then I would go through as the business owner or the person in need of the services. I would say, hey, for example, I need Facebook and Twitter. What are the goals for my project? I want to make sure I drive traffic to my website, increase in user engagement. I'm going to need help with pretty much everything. And then I'm going to come in and say, I want to know maybe what the size of your company is, or, I'm in a 10-person employee company. This is a one-time need for me. And then I'll say, I need this project by this week. And I'm okay with working with the social media marketer virtually and in person, so I don't have a presence. And then I'll continue. Then you can kind of go in and make your customized thing. I would recommend, if you're seeking out a LinkedIn ProFinder, that you get specific about what your KPIs are. And then the biggest thing that it's going to take in factor is actually showing the zip code for the city that you're looking for that in. And then you'll submit that. And now you'll be set, right? So within 24 hours, you'll be getting different leads from that, right? So client requests, I could come in and I could see the different types of projects, my projects, right? Where I've got these open and people will submit to them. If you're an actual LinkedIn Pro Finder, or LinkedIn Pro, where you're actually going to be fielding these leads of these proposals, right? That's what this video was created for, was to show you how you can do that. If we were just going to quickly go into my profile, right, you can see that my LinkedIn ProFinder has been set up now for a good bit. I've got my main keywords. You can see the number of recommendations in my bio. These are the keywords that I've used within LinkedIn ProFinder. That's very important if you're trying to optimize. These are the ones that I've optimized within the social media space. And then you'll have your recommendations. The more recommendations, the better in your geographic location, and the more connections. You can also share your articles. This was something that LinkedIn told me specifically will help, is the more articles that you can publish. So we're going to be doing that now moving forward. We've got a great new content editor, and we're going to be putting that out. And then you've got the different experiences, right? So this is kind of how it looks. When somebody is reviewing you, you can also put a badge on your website. And then on my end, as the projects or the proposals start coming in, I can go into client request, and then I would go into the proposal. I would see what they're looking for, right? And then I can submit my proposal and obviously send it. So I'm going to let you guys kind of watch from here the next steps on how I think about this from a sales perspective. And I just wanted to show you how this looked visually on LinkedIn before I went into that. So enjoy the whiteboard wisdom, and please do subscribe to our channel if you want to learn more tips on how to make sales through social media. How does LinkedIn ProFinder work? LinkedIn ProFinder is a freelance marketplace on LinkedIn. Anyone can have a freelance LinkedIn ProFinder profile. So eventually I would love to have our sales team or anyone create a LinkedIn ProFinder account. What happens with that account is that you are then saying, what are my services that we offer? My services, you can go and check out my LinkedIn ProFinder. I won't be able to show that to you in the video. I'll add that as a follow-up piece. But if you just look for Benjamin Kepner on LinkedIn Profiler, you'll see it. And I'm ranked for certain keywords. That's how LinkedIn Profiler works. They bucket it into different things. You can go to LinkedIn Profiler Day to find legal, marketing, whatever, and I have different keywords that I'm associated with. So as of since 2016, in Atlanta in 2016, I was the number one ranked search result for social media marketing in Atlanta / digital marketing, or within the first page. So maybe let's say the first page, number one result. Okay, last year I went back and forth between Atlanta and Denver for a while, and I stopped getting leads in Atlanta, so I changed my city location to Denver. I had a phone call with the LinkedIn team actually at LinkedIn ProFinder last year. The strategy for this from a sales perspective is the fact that you have to create a profile and then you have to have a certain number of recommendations. So on my LinkedIn ProFinder account, I have 14 recommendations. I also have my bio and my description of past work experience. And then I'm ranking for those specific 5 keywords within marketing. What are those? There's something like social media marketing, digital marketing, blogging, advertising, and lead generation. Those are the 5 keywords that I've focused on within that marketplace. Then from there, the other thing that they take into consideration would be the connections that I have, okay? So if I change my city, and this is why Atlanta in 2016 I was coming up, is I was connected to many people on LinkedIn in Atlanta because that's where I'm from, that's where I grew up. So I would be like a second, first, or third degree connection. And that's kind of important as I talk more about sales strategy on LinkedIn. We'll get into that later. So pretty much first connection means I'm connected to them. Second connection means I'm connected to a person that is connected to another person. So I can kind of connect. Third is like I have no connection to a person. They're nowhere in my network. So what was happening is for LinkedIn ProFinder is in Atlanta, for example, because I had so many first connections, when a LinkedIn ProFinder request went out, I was getting fielded into a notification that was saying, hey, a second or first degree is doing it. And that's how the LinkedIn ProFinder algorithm works. It provides you leads. It provides you an email notification or a notification on your LinkedIn that says, hey, a new social media marketing lead, Benjamin, is available in Denver, Colorado. So last year, I want to say I fielded at least 20 to 30 of these LinkedIn ProFinder leads. And 80% of our sales came from them. Maybe I closed about 10. My conversion rate is probably around, I would say 25%, 50%. The problem with the LinkedIn ProFinder strategy, because I want to get away from this, is that I don't get enough leads from LinkedIn ProFinder. I might have an entrepreneur post on LinkedIn ProFinder once a month, twice a month, and I've kind of focused on Denver. I'm based here. I don't think Denver is the biggest market either. So when I talk to LinkedIn directly, where are the most LinkedIn ProFinder leads happening today? They're happening in the bigger cities. It makes a lot of sense. So New York, San Francisco, and I think Austin, Texas, were like, from what they told me when I talked directly to LinkedIn, these are the cities that are receiving the most leads. And then you've got the secondary cities, like, for example, Atlanta, Denver, and Seattle. These are really good examples of other cities that are getting a lot of it. These are the ones where there's thousands of LinkedIn ProFinder leads happening. So, in an ideal world, right, I've changed my personal LinkedIn profile. I had it in New York at one point. I had it in San Francisco. I had it in Atlanta. The problem is that you don't get the leads on the algorithm unless you've got these different criteria. So while I can rank for these keywords within a city, and I guess that's the other big component here is the city. If my LinkedIn profile says that I live in Denver, that's where my business is, then it's gonna give me results, or it's gonna feed me leads based on the keywords, the city, and then the recommendations it's gonna stay consistent for now. But it's really this connections component right here that's the biggest piece of getting those leads.
Can I ask, sorry to interrupt. Could you pay LinkedIn more? Like, is LinkedIn on LinkedIn working yet?
LinkedIn ProFinder is a free freelancer marketplace.
Okay.
So the difference between LinkedIn ProFinder and maybe another freelance marketplace, which I haven't even gotten into, but this is really kind of a marketplace in itself, but just on LinkedIn. We'll use Fiverr, right? Everybody knows Fiverr in marketing these days. So Fiverr charges as a service, as a marketplace, a certain percentage, right? They say, hey, we're going to allow all these people to post marketing jobs, but once they hire that person, whatever their rate, let's say it's 30 an hour, we're going to put our margin as a marketplace on top of that, let's say $5. So actually, to the person that buys that freelancer, they're paying 35 an hour, although the freelancer has charged a 30 an hour rate. So they're making money, right?
They have a cut.
LinkedIn ProFinder, they do not charge anything at all in order to post a job on LinkedIn, and they charge nothing to the freelancer in order to acquire that. What happens is you get an email or a LinkedIn notification saying this lead's been provided by this person that's posted, that's connected to you because you have that connections in that city in a first or second degree connection that needs your services as a freelancer with those keywords that you've targeted. And at that point, you can bid for that project. And my strategy has always been, once I get that notification, I am replying to that notification as soon as possible. I would say within at least 1 hour, that probably gives me like a 90% chance of at least being able to talk to that person. The problem with LinkedIn ProFinder too is you get a lot of entrepreneurs that they're really just trying to see what's out there. They're trying to see, what a rate is or what solution is out there. So the issue is I might get in contact with them, but they might really just be kind of researching. They're not ready to buy. So, that's where my conversion kind of comes in at like 25 to 50%. A lot of that isn't because I'm not qualified and they're looking at other people. It's the fact that they're researching versus people that are ready to buy. So that 25 to 50% that is ready to buy, the initial reaction is reply within 1 hour. I get that email notification. I'm sending it out. I have a template that's already created. So I created a template, and that template works very well. The template includes things about my bio, my awards, my abilities, a little about the GSM company, and then it also includes the new video that I created last year. From there, once I send that template out, I'll get a reply. What I normally do too, so here's how I differentiate myself also within that template, is when LinkedIn ProFinder shoots that notification and you get that person, it doesn't tell you that person's name. So what I do is you can see their title.
Right.
I go and type that title into Denver, and then I go and find that person and I match the picture because they give you the picture and they give you the title, but they don't give you the name. So I take these two, I research LinkedIn, I find that person, then I send them a connection request. Then after the connection request, if I want to take it another layer, I send them a LinkedIn message. And I say, email. LinkedIn message. Email, the difference between a LinkedIn message and an email is email you pay for.
Right. I have email.
LinkedIn message is free.
Right.
So I send them a LinkedIn message because I connected with them first. If I haven't connected them, I will send them an email.
If they connect with you.
But I'll send them a message regardless. I'll do the connection request first, but let's say they don't connect with me in a couple of days, then I'll send them an email. So from there, I send them a message, and the message is just pretty much taking this template, but just taking the first two sentences out of it, saying, hey, I've applied for this opportunity that I saw on LinkedIn ProFinder.
So that is a lead, right? Just
right. Yeah. So that's a lead. So I send that message, and then then I get in contact with them. What I offer on LinkedIn ProFinder in that template is I offer a 15-minute free consultation. Now, does that 15-minute consultation always be 15 minutes? No. But with that being said, I have to be smart, in sales with what we're selling. And I think this is really important for the future sales team to understand, is that we have to educate people. Okay. People know that they need the services, but they don't really when people post on, all these freelance marketplaces, they think that they need marketing, which is great, but they don't understand what marketing channel they really need or what marketing channel is going to be the most cost effective and produce the best ROI for their company, and focusing on that one channel, right? That's where my company from last year to this year is transitioning now. Of we need to create packages that are specific for the different channels. We can be a full marketing agency where we do everything. That's not what I want to do. I want us to focus specifically on our strengths, which are social media marketing and Google technologies. Those are our strengths. So we separate ourselves from every other marketing agency within those niches. So we offer that 15-minute free phone consultation. I've had some that last up to an hour. That's not what I want. But what I'll do is I'll ask them in that phone call, I'll say, what's your marketing budget first off? That's really important. The next thing is I want to hear what's your current marketing look like? Marketing current look like. Then from there, after what their current marketing looks like, I need to understand what their needs are. Like what are their current needs, like within their business. Then I want to just hear like some general information about their business and themselves, right? Like any good salesman does. And then the last thing that I'll do in that exploratory phone call is I'll really kind of, drill down as to what the sales are in their company and how they're going about making sales in today's world with the new age marketing. Once I have this information, so it's that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just on the board, great. Then that's when I'm going into my process. My process then from there is, hey, this is GSMM. This is what we do. Here's our experience of the industries that we've worked with. So obviously in the phone call, let's say, for example, we're going to use Medicine Hands, right? We just renewed Medicine Hands. Really excited about that. They're probably going to be a client with us all of this year and next year now. And they were found through LinkedIn ProFinder in Denver. That's how they closed them. They were not an inbound lead. I saw them in the marketplace, applied to the job, had the phone call, had an initial product sell, and now they're a client with our services. So that's an example of someone that went through this whole process on LinkedIn ProFinder. Once they have that experience in that industry, so for Medicine Hands, they're a medical massage. So I alluded to the fact that I've worked in the health and wellness industry. So you make it relevant, right, at that point within the vertical. Then I go over what some successes are, like within that other exemplar or vertical. I've worked in 20 different industries, so I can pretty much, I'm not going to say this, but let's say I can pretty much talk my way through any industry. Let's put it that way. So with that being said, I would go through the successes, and then from there, I'm really trying to drill down like what the trends are in marketing, regardless of what the vertical is. So here's some really good sales tactics that I use.